Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com, and it is Thursday, April 20th, 2023, here with today's NRFI and YRFI show. Of course, NRFI stands for no runs in the first inning, under half a run, and YRFI, yes runs in the first inning, or over half a run in the first inning. Just depends on what book you're using or who you're talking to when it comes to, but they all mean the same thing. For NRFI, 6 outs, no runs, you're a winner. YRFI, 6 outs, and there's at least a run, you're a winner. So that's what it's all about. Of course, this show, we just pick out the top ones of the day using the betting tools, kind of getting into the swing of things as the season goes on. The more data we have, the better the picks get. I know a lot of people wait, months to even give out any baseball picks. We never duck, anything. We just go full tilt. That's what we always do at Pickdawgz. We just we love the action, and of course, we love winning bets. But the thing is that we sell picks at Pickdawgz, our expert picks, and of course, if that's your thing, check us out. Use the discount code PICK. You'll get 15% off any of your purchases. But if buying picks isn't your thing and you want to support what we do at Pickdawgz, the thousands of videos that we put out, all the free picks, all the betting tools, everything else we have, head on over to pickdawgz.com, click on the sportsbook tab, sign up for a sportsbook. Believe me, shopping lines is a must if you're going to bet sports regularly, even if you're not doing it professionally. If you're betting regularly, if you're betting sports at all and you're not shopping lines, you're giving away money. I can't express this enough. I've shown this graphic all the time. If you guys need more on it, I'll do it. Just say the word in the comments. But basically, $20 better, 3 bets per day, $2,190 a day you lose by not shopping lines. So that's how much you start in the hole. A $20 better that bets 5 bets per day, $3,650 that you start in the hole, and $100 better that bets 3 a day, $10,950. So basically, if you bet 3 bets a day over the course of a year and you don't shop lines, you need to win 110 bets just to break even. So go 110 and 0 just to break even, or you can shop lines. Personally, I shop lines. That's what I do. Also, some books, the lines are early, late, all those other things. And, it's a win-win. It helps you guys out. It helps us. It's a way to support what we do at Pickdawgz. We get like a refer a friend bonus, just like what is out there. But anyways, or something very similar. But anyways, let's get to yesterday's NRFIs. Take a look at what we did yesterday. Not a bad day once again, but let's take a look, and don't take my word for it. We'll score it up like we always do. 100% transparency at Pickdawgz. We took the NRFI in the Rays-Reds game. There were 6 runs in the first inning, so we started off not on our best foot, but we turned it around in a hurry. Cardinals, Diamondbacks, yes runs first inning. There was 3 runs in the first inning, and that was just the beginning of a 19-run game there. It could have been a lot more runs. Nolan Arenado just really struggling hitting with runners in scoring position this year. The Rockies and the Pirates, this one was gold for the YRFI bettors. Man, this whole series was gold for the YRFI bettors. 5 runs plated in the first inning off Austin Gomber. Man, this guy having some big-time problems, so that was a winner. Our next one, Kansas City and Texas. This was a sharp killer game. The sharp chasers were all over the Royals in that one because the money, they were begging you to take Texas. Believe me, they didn't have to beg me to take Texas. I pounded the crap out of that one. Hopefully you guys did too. And the NRFI, though, in this game did not come in. I believe Texas scored right out of the gate in this thing. They did. It was 1-0. They never looked back. 12-3. Yeah, the books were begging you to take them. Begging you. You can beg me all you want on those, man. There was 2 of them where they were begging. The other one where the books were begging was they're begging you to take the Twins. They didn't have to beg me too much, man. That was my play of the day. My $19 play was my $19 best bet was the Minnesota Twins. And once again, they scored early and never looked back. We cashed our YRFI in there as well. So a 3-2 day, a winning day. Nothing wrong with that. We will always take a winning day. Let's see if we can make another winning day today. We've got 5 more picks in today's Major League Baseball action. I don't normally recap the picks, but on any of the other shows, but on this one we do. Most of the time we just say you can write down the picks with a pen and paper. Saves everybody a lot of time here. And of course, our premium picks are always 100% documented. We got nothing to hide from anyone. But let's take a quick look at today's NRFI action. First one is going to be the Pirates and the Reds. We're going with the yes runs in the first inning. Roansy Contreras up against Luke Weaver. We haven't seen Luke Weaver in quite some time, but here he is as a member of the Cincinnati Reds. We saw him last year in Arizona. He only started one game. He had 12 appearances and got absolutely shellacked. Tony La Russa, one of the worst trades in the history of baseball. Luke Weaver, of course, involved in that Paul Goldschmidt trade to St. Louis. Yuck, man. And I'll tell you, it continues to pay dividends, though, for the Yerfie bettors. We look at, what Luke Weaver has done basically since that trade. He had a 2.94 ERA in his first year in Arizona, and after that, 6.58, 4.25, 5.59, and of course 7.71. Makes his first start as a member of the Cincinnati Reds up against Roansy Contreras, who always seems to pay for his mistakes. Yeah, I'm going Yerfie in another Pirates game. That will be pick number 1. Pick number 2, we got the Colorado Rockies, another Yerfie special team. We've seen this pitching staff absolutely bomb. Ryan Feltner for the Rockies up against Matt Strahm. The Phillies, a lot of frustration so far this season, but we know one thing about Feltner for the Rockies. This guy is straight batting practice. He has gotten absolutely crushed in every start this season. And, well, he's looking at an 8.78 ERA, 15 hits and 13 runs in 13.3 innings. So basically, he allows a run every single inning that he pitches on average. Gotta like our chances with the Yerfie as the frustrated Phillies head home and take on the Rockies. Strahm, he's no bargain either for Philadelphia, so this one is the double whammy. We're loving that Yerfie in the Rockies versus Phillies game. Our next pick, we're going to take a look at the Dodgers and the Cubs. Of course, this Dodgers team, not the same Dodgers team that we've seen in recent years. We know that, but they're up against Jameson Taillon here, who, well, kind of looks a lot like the pitcher that we saw in Pittsburgh and not like the pitcher that we saw in New York the last couple of seasons, where really a 4.30 and a 3.91 ERA. This former number 2 overall draft choice, Jameson Taillon, that's where he sits. And Grove, got off to a really hot start for the Dodgers, but last time out, he was exposed, and I mean, by exposed, I mean tattooed on the mound, getting absolutely crushed in that one. Actually, it was 2 starts back. Last time out against the Cubs, he only allowed 1 run, but the time before that, it was 3.1 innings, 12 hits, 9 runs, all earned on 66 pitches. 12 hits allowed in 3.1 innings. And like I said, last time he tamed the Cubs, you got to figure the Cubs are going to figure that out, because this guy, very, very hittable. He had a 4.60 ERA last season, a 9 ERA so far this season. This one looks like straight money. We got the yes runs first inning in the Dodgers Cubs. Just a quick look at the wind here at Wrigley. Oh, it's blowing out to left. I lived in Chicago for many years. You guys know and used to see me on my old Dog of the Day videos at sportschatplace.com. Dog of the Day, of course, here on the Pickdawgz channel now as shorts. But, all those old Dog of the Day videos where I was standing out in front of the lake in Chicago in my condo there out the window. You can see the lake out the window and everything. Oh, man. Don't miss those windy days in Chicago at all, but always nice to go to the ballpark there, and especially when they're knocking balls out of the park, which is pretty typical when the wind's blowing out at Wrigley. Anyway, you slice it. We're on the Yerfie here in the Dodgers Cubs. I can get sidetracked pretty easily. Anyways, we carry on to the next pick. And this one, it's going to be the yes runs first inning. The Padres taking on the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks getting shellacked yesterday with Madison Bumgarner on the mound against the Cardinals. The wind was blowing out in St. Louis in a big way. And despite Nolan Arenado grounding out with the bases loaded with 2 outs like he's done so many times already this season, the Cardinals still managed to plate a ton of runs. But what we've seen from the Diamondbacks this season, massive resiliency. This is a team that like 10 times in a row when they've lost have bounced back and at least covered the run line in the underdog role. Tatis Jr. returns for the Padres. I have a feeling he's going to get the Ryan Braun treatment, because actually it was the Diamondbacks that plunked Braun the most when he returned from his suspension for performance-enhancing drugs. Tatis has never owned that and stood up to it and said, you know what, you got me. I made a mistake, and I'll do it for sure. He just stands in this pool of denial, and what that means, well, we're going to see a lot of balls being thrown at him in the very near future, and well, that could lead to runs because he does get to go on base for that if he remains able to play the game. We'll have to see how it all turns out, but I would expect he'll be wearing the bulletproof vest or something, a lot of armor up at the plate, because these guys will be throwing at him, and the Diamondbacks, a team traditionally known for doing that. Anyway, you slice it. We got Ryan Nelson on the mound for the D-backs, and Michael Wacha, who's no bargain in his own right here, up for the Padres. We got two mediocre pitchers at best in this thing. I like the yes runs first inning in the Padres against the Diamondbacks. I also like any prop that relates to Tatis Jr. getting plunked at least once in this game. Our last pick for today's show is going to be the Yerfie in the Giants against the Mets. The Mets batting a little bit better than they were. It's starting to come up a little bit. Facing Sean Manaea, who's a lefty, the Mets hit left-handed pitching a lot better than they hit right-handed pitching. And Manaea, a guy that finds a lot of the plate, and he throws a lot of balls over, but they have a lot of motion on it. So it's like when they don't bend, those are the ones that get hit hard. Manaea is not like a no-hitter type guy. He's a guy that always gives up a couple runs. So giving one up early, probably not way outside of the realm of possibility here. And on the other side, Senga for the Mets. This guy, comes over from Japan, and one thing that we know about import players or guys that come up from like the minors that aren't the top of the top prospects that come out and they have really strong outings, their first outing or first two outings. One thing about Major League Baseball is big scouting departments. Major League Baseball has many different levels, more levels of, non-major league, all these different A-ball, AA, AAA, high school, college, all these different things. So each team has a lot of scouts. And the thing is, these scouts are really, really good. And generally, a guy like Senga, who they hadn't seen a ton of, especially live, they've seen probably some footage, and, they've seen him live a few times. But now that they've seen him live in the major leagues, they will start to get a book on this guy. And believe me, he will get hit a lot more often than we saw those first two outings. We saw it last time out where Senga was hit pretty hard. And I believe yes runs in the first inning, a very reasonable play in the Giants versus Mets game. That'll be our final pick for today's show. So let's recap all the picks for today's show. First, of course, shop lines. Sign up for a sportsbook. Pickdawgz.com. You get all the bonuses. Everything is there that you would want. And shopping lines, 3 bets a day at $20, or if you bet 3 bets a day, you shop lines, you get a 10-cent differential in 3 different lines that you bet. You save 110 bets less that you need to win just to break even. So that's what I shop lines, of course. But anyways, let's recap it. Pirates against the Pirates against the Reds. Yeah, this is a Yerfie. And we took the Rockies against the Phillies. We took the Yerfie in this one. In fact, we took all Yerfies today. We took the Yerfie in the Dodgers-Cubs game. Yes runs, first inning in the Padres D-backs. And yes runs, first inning in the Giants-Mets. There's your 5 picks for today. Generally, we do just as many as there are. We don't, oh man, I just messed up my frame there. But anyways, there we go. Anyways, I'm not even sure what that was. But anyways, man, that's the beauty of one-take videos. Anyways, there's today's Nerfies and Yerfies. Make it a winning day. Appreciate every single one out there that watches all of our videos. Be sure to smash that like button and be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so. There's a reason 78 million people have watched our videos. More people watch our videos than all the other sports betting YouTube channels combined, and for good reason. Anyways, we don't win them all, but we certainly try to. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have an awesome day.